moment here from Spielberg there in Austria. I want to try and look at the sun. They say it improves your eyesight immensely. But while we are fidgeting and getting our refreshments ready, ladies and gentlemen, we will be attempting, even with the flu season in full swing. My name is Stings Racing, and I want to say welcome to a wonderful broadcast here from the GTWC. This week we are in Group 4 cars at Red Bull Ring, as I said there in Salzburg, Austria. We won't remember what Austria is best known for. Little mustache man, hero to some, an enemy to many, but let's not get cancelled on the YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, and we're looking at spillage there after qualifying. This is your grid, ladies and gentlemen, and still in his pink position with a Red Bull pink BMW this week. Ladies and gentlemen, my commiserations here with one of the most difficult Group 4 cars that is given to any manufacturer. It may be a newer 2014 model, I believe, M4, while the Group 3 cars are still the Group... well, they're still the Group 3 cars, and they've got the M6 and the old M3 GT, which in all opinion, and especially my opinion, in all honesty, I must say, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try commentating while under the influence of various substances. I mean, flu medicines and so on, but let's get this grid rolling. As we sit here in 40th position, unfortunate for him, this BMW is just suffering, but that Batman sticker may just cause something to happen. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make sure of something. Yes, it says Pro here at the back, but this Ferrari, unfortunately, at the back of the grid in 13th position today after suffering from the FIA Marshal's wrath. It is some dude, Mr. Don, the father of a nation, the first of many acknowledged children coming his way, or not many acknowledged children, the first acknowledged child coming his way very soon, still loading up, but unfortunately for him, it may have caused a speed wobble, and he is here in 30th position, a very difficult position to start in. And then, ladies and gentlemen, let's just take a look at this wonderfully created Lamborghini. And there we see why it is so very wonderful. A 420 miles per hour top speed, or may that be signaling what I are smoking today. But some sput there is propping up the back, but he's going to be pushing. Ladies and gentlemen, then we come to the man of the hour himself. I say in the hour because it is my hour to be talking your ears loose, and I will be attempting this on my own. It Stings Racing, ladies and gentlemen, with a 6.3 liter Mercedes SLS AMG, and of course few details there, but we'll not go into it too much. As you can read there, wonderful carbon work there on the body by Impusto carbon manufacturers. Baie mooi werk daar by mekaar gesit, but we move forward. Unfortunately, the Mercedes a little bit lagging on this track, or is it the driver? But one of the drivers who isn't lagging, pushing a French car on a grid like this. It's from the SMA, the dead man himself, Death Incarnate, with his Citroen GT. Unfortunately, not a real car, but it's the best Citroen has got. I am pretty sure these drivers in the background will be saying some things about the legality of that Citroen, but it's been allowed by Polyphony Digital to compete in the Group 4 classes, ladies and gentlemen. But we move on to the guy who never brakes before a corner, because he brakes very late, and your mom sponsors his car, ladies and gentlemen. It is Mr. Brake Late, rocking in this fantastic Lamborghini with all-wheel drive, of course, and another all-wheel drive car in leopard skin. I don't know if it's going to give him some good luck today, but it certainly did in qualifying. It's Mr. Slicks in this Mazda Atenza, or as we call it in South Africa, the Mazda number 6. After the Mambo number 5. ladies and gentlemen, then the guy who gives it all on the track. They say he doesn't only brake late, he doesn't brake. It's the overdriver. And of course, there in the back, you can see this V8 Ferrari is powered by some fantastic weeds, locally produced, ladies and gentlemen. And then the jammer Audi daar so. Just excuse me for a moment. As I said, the flu is fluing, and man flu is one of the worst sicknesses in the world, ladies and gentlemen. But let's take a look towards the grid while I cough my lungs out. And yes, we saw last week as Hug Gildersville of how wonderful these Audis were performing. And of course, it's SMK. Elke droom maak saak en dit gaan baie saak maak vandag in this lovely Audi TT. And then another Audi TT in front of him. It is a man with a plan vir sy span. Dis Janas. Oh, dames en here, rocking in these wonderful... Am I reading this dyslexically? It could be, ladies and gentlemen, but the silent logic there, the background, and it just shows what type of driver Janas is as well. Always thinking. They should call him the overthinker, ladies and gentlemen. And then the man there, if you've seen him on stage live, it is Michael Jason there from the SRC, and I think it is a Castle Light sponsored Toyota Supra, also the only Toyota here on track today, but a lovely car indeed. But we move forward before the time runs out and you all fall asleep today. Let us take a look at this. I was told by Lewis Hamilton, the assistant to Lewis Hamilton, that this is simply lovely, a fantastic Ferrari, trying to make up after a wonderfully cock weekend, ladies and gentlemen, at the first Formula, and they could have had it, but Twitch is going to try and take it back, despite what happens on track. Let us see the guy in the Cayman. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he fits this car perfectly, and just look at that. I must say, you think these fast drivers can't create, ladies and gentlemen, just look how beautiful this Cayman is. A fantastically lovely car, and of course it's driven critically, and he's going to be pushing from the outset. A lovely car there. Porsche, of course, a favorite of Gran Turismo. But we move to the front of the grid. Maybe you haven't seen him because he's so small in this TT, maar kyk, hy maak vir jou 'n muurshoop so groot soos jou huis binne 20 minute. Dames en here, dis FSA en hy gaan dit kap en hulle sê ook op die kar, send it home, ladies and gentlemen. But this is going to be a race and a half. I welcome you thoroughly, and sit back, relax, get those drinks open. I'm going to take a slickie, and then we're going to start off in what is going to be quite a fantastic event here at the Red Bull Ring in Salzburg. I call it Salzburg, but it's also Spielberg, the home of that legendary producer. And look what this is going to produce today, a cinematic experience. I am pretty sure of it. My drone is just very much slower than the Formula 1 cars. But let's get this thing underway, ladies and gentlemen. Maak oop hy blikkies, sit terug, like or subscribe now while you have a chance. And tonight in your dreams you might get a lovely support badge there from our wonderful creators and producers, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get this thing going. Still panning there. Camera 2. Oh, do excuse the technical problems with my first broadcast of such an important event. And let's get it going, ladies and gentlemen. And they say there is a calm before the storm. But let's just see as the lights go out. And we get underway for the first time here at the Red Bull Ring. Group 4 in the GTWC. En 'n great start there for Critical. Hy came spring also en hy loop weg met die lead. Hy is voor, ja, hy's voor die eerste draai. And is having to defend there against the twitchy man himself. Well, let's just see if there's any chaos there in the background. It doesn't seem like it. Already Critical. And now it's an uphill battle for the both of them into a very tight right-hander. And they must be very careful because there's a train of cars coming in the background, but Ant is taking it wide. He's going to go for the inside here. And is he going to cut it through? Yes, hy sny hom soos 'n brood, 'n warm brood. No, but he's back in second. Here's Kurs, the commentator. And it's free in front now. They're all fighting for the positions. The Porsche, the Audi, and the Ferrari. It seems Lewis Hamilton was correct in his predictions. And look at him. He's going to move. Oh, and blocking there. But he blocked for the wrong man. He only lost one position there. But it was a critical mistake by him, as Critical also passes him on the track. But fantastic action in the front ground. But there's always action all over. As we see, let us go here. Where are he? Spillage, kom met die BMW. Jy sal moet opvang, oh mater. You want to lose those pink things. But it can happen and it will happen, my friend. Keep the faith, because this is going to be a long race. 28 laps in here. And let's follow on board with the Don Father himself. Daddy Dildo, they call him, but nowadays, ons doen hom net, ons kyk hier voor, of hy hierdie twee manne baie makkelijk af verbysteek, maar jy kan hoor die Ferrari het krag in sy V8, en die manne hier voor hom, hulle kom al hoe nader, daar gaan Def en Kaart net vir baie mooi move daar op die binnenkant van Stinks. Wow, en Daddy Don, wat een dollar doen jy? Oh, and that is a tray effect, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not blame the driver, but unfortunate and also brake late. Getting a penalty there as a gift from the Don Father. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what a moment there. The Mercedes, does it have damage? Doesn't look like it. Whoa, and this man is going to come back with a vengeance now. That French car told it wasn't liked on track, and he's going to be having an uphill battle as we go on to the uphill section. But in the front, oh, immediately as I pass on to him, your commentator's Kurs stands. And he's got a half a second penalty. And you must remember, ladies and gentlemen, in this track, that half second can cost you up to 3 seconds. Ja, ek stem heeltemal saam. Soos wat ek gesê het en gewaarsku, daar is geen kans dat ons geen aksie hier sal sien vandag, soos ons in die Formula 1 gesien het. Hierdie baan, hy lewer vir jou die dinge, maar kyk net sy bande wat hy op het. Dit is RS tires en die goed loop af. Hy moet at least 14 keer hier om die baan gaan om dit te maak tel. Agterom, die man het RM tires. Kyk, hy sal moet sy gat in rad kry en fok op. Want hoe donor, you are the only man on RS tires. No wonder, but this could be a strategy and a half from our hoodie. This weekend also, as we saw in Formula 1, we're going to refer to them a lot, as this was a consequent race. This was in fact the opening race, just before the Formula 1. And just look in the background, it is 4 wide, ladies and gentlemen. That Audi it's not a Quattro. Please, beware of the grass. But no care there, Critical in his Cayman. He pushes him a little more to the inside of this. That is 4 wide, ladies, and nearly 5 wide, trying to squeeze 6 cars through that small right turn, a 90-degree turn, but they've made it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a long race. If there's going to be action like this, we hope the voice can last, because the action on the track, it's just telling. This is legendary between these drivers. You can see the talent on display, the respect also between them, as these drivers are driving their utmost best to try and keep up the pace. And these unbelievably in second position slicks in that Mazda is pushing, ladies and gentlemen. En vat 'n slukkie van jou koeldrank, wat ek gaan nou ook. Whoa, and you thought you lost me there for a second. A technical mistake there by me. Forgetting to lubricate the throat area. Maar is Vrydag soos wat ek nou hierdie wedstryd kyk en hierdie renskap. Maar die manne gee nie 'n halwe sentimeter vir mekaar nie. Daai 6 manne is daar by mekaar. From second position down to 7th, I believe. They are fighting a battle and a half here. And it is incredible to watch as all of these drivers are driving to the very utmost limits of these Group 4 cars, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, where is Mr. Don? Oh, he's in the fight itself now. And these guys in front of him are going to have a massive fight on their hands with another contender coming into the mix. And they're just behind him. Brake light, kom, jy moet vang. And I know he's fast enough. And Stings also, he's using that slippery stream. And they're slipping down. And just look at them go. But there's more action to the front side, not the back side. That's what say altyd say it for me. And there we go. Second position, Mazda. Whoa, but all of these drivers take memory of what tires they are on. And they are on either RM or the RH. I would personally have gone, I think I did for the RM, for you must switch somewhere during this race and use 2 compounds. Some of us are wishing for rain. And I do know this man with his 4-wheel drive Mazda, he's praying that these guys don't come past the way they just did. And it's twitchy. There is Ferrari, the spirit of Lewis Hamilton today. And he's pushing. O donder my ry hom hard. En hy vang hom nou mooi. Ek kyk nou maar net daar, daai 2 Ferraris, hy ram nou fantastiese spoed. No DRS down the straight. These cars are using their own power, no electricity except from Eskom to power the PlayStation on which we drive. Emma verskoon, I told you before. That is why I never volunteer for making my voice known to the people. But this, ladies and gentlemen, I had to get a voice with it. I had to have somebody losing his voice as he's screaming at these cars, because this is fantastic action, ladies and gentlemen. Really, these cars are delivering, and all of them are in with a shot, except for the Ant-Man, who's got a Moorse lead here. He's going to have to nurse these tires of his now. Only 5 laps in. And it's still a long way to go. 5 minus 28 are still 23. So you must maybe try the hard tires next and then switch to the mediums. I don't know. Maybe he can whisper to those tires. I know ants are not heavy in the car. So it's just the car's weight and the car's engine and suspension, all I dinge that it has to carry. We don't have to worry about the driver. And of course here in the background, these drivers have to worry about each other. As again, whoa, I cough. But the Mazda also got a problem because it has got another half a second penalty. And it's not going to be easy for this guy. But, moenie vir my sê nog hier, no. FIA Marshall boards once again failing in the same corner as they did in the Formula 1 race, gifting George Russell, and you can quote me on that, yo Blitzum. Luckily I coughed, you can maybe say it's my accent. Maar where did he come from now? Don is pulled it through met hy Ferrari, kyk, hy loop met hy 458. Dames en here, en daar's nou 1 sekonde se ding is 'n penalty. But it's going to cost him now. That podium position that was so secure a couple of laps ago is now fading into the moonlight there as his tires are also fading. Whoa! But that Mazda's using its tires. Dames en here, was with him. Whoa! Another half a second. It wasn't me. I hope so. Slicks, I do apologize from my commentary side, but I did this 5 days after we was racing. Not only my fault this time around. I would complain to Mazda, but let us just go through the rest of the grid and see if the guys have settled down. Yes, a big battle there between Stings and Brake Late, and I think they're going to carry on for the rest of the race. And then of course, oh, some spoed, maar pas op, die FIA is baie vol stories vandag. And maybe it's because they only smell a hint of that herb that is powerful. It is powerful. And it is powering his Lamborghini as well today. Devin Khan the day after that. Massive shunt. There by some dude, I nearly call him something else now. But we will not say he's too bad. We will let the marshals deal with that. And spillage, of course. Oh, unfortunate for him. He's trying a very alternative strategy here. His oil could be dirty, but I think there's something wrong with this BMW. It must have the engine of a Toyota Corolla. And on we go. The guy who's cruising without any tires now, it's Ant. And he's taking this. It is quite a distance he's got ahead, but the pit stop window, is very long. So he's going to have to account for that as well. With these guys on their medium tires doing quite well, nursing them through. Oh, Porsche, maar nie nou jou gat verloor nie. Oh, much better. And I say I like nog een because as we came back here, we saw some dude with his half-second penalty. Oh, does he take it now? Yes. And Janas, the man who was thinking that is my position now, and he took it very easily there, and he lasted 7 laps, which is quite a feat, and should show these guys as well what the cars are capable of with a full tank of fuel lasting that long. Well done, and setting quite a pace, a 1:38.114 so far, the fastest, but he was on the best compound of tires today. Whoa, young. And it seems Lewis and Leclerc hier voor. No, it's Lewis in front. Twitchy himself. He's doing it for Ferrari. And he's having overdriver follow him now with that half-second penalty. Like I said, whoa, baie versigtig daar oor bliksem. We will send the bill after this race for that grass cutting. Unfortunately, the marshals did not enjoy that. 1 second is going to be very, very detrimental to the efforts of overdriver in this race. But like we said, he's overdriving and he's pushing Twitchy through that corner up until he takes that penalty. Whoa, and that might be just another penalty coming through there. As overdrive, yeah, ongelukkig. The corner that caught out Max Verstappen, you can at least have consolation in that. Not an easy corner there, but overdriver got some work to do. Critical, he is quite close enough to take back the second position there, but and the tires, overdriver just a little better. Overdriver at the moment seeming to have the best of the RM guys with this is very interesting. I must call attention to this. How did this Ferrari use its rear tires? Well, it is rear wheel drive, but quite equal use on the tire. And that should also show you something about the cheats that Donovan uses in game. But let's not focus on that, ladies and gentlemen. We keep it nice and friendly here in the studio. Of course, Slicks is not too friendly in that cockpit right now. Half a second penalty again. Oh, but it's all-wheel drive. Hy kan hom kap en hy kap hom wyd. Maar kyk hier, moenie laat dit syd gaan nie, and it's another half a second, and now it's a full second penalty. And there in the background, you can hear that 6.3 V8. Kyk, I just kept him here by 300,000 revs. Just a little lekker cruise here for me. But you still have to cruise very fastly. and focus. Oh, Ina. Don't know what he did there, but Marshall's not liking that. I understand the grass cutting and giving a penalty for that if you're not an authorized grass cutting service at this track, but there we go. That has allowed Stings, that is me, to catch back up. And Slicks there, you must use those big eyes there. I can see there in the cockpit to a groot oor daar uitkyk, but it's gone a little bit south, but it's still a long way to go. We're not even halfway, and I'm having the hiccups. As dit nie hoes is nie, as dit hiccups. Lyk my hierdie man flu is 'n baie gevaarlike siekte, maar laat ons fokus kyk vir Jason, en hy chasing vir SNK daar, en hulle kap het baie lekker vandag. A lot of mini battles taking place with a 2 or 3 car group going at it somewhere during the race. You always have somebody to race in this series, but some of the fastest drivers, I must say, collected here. We're not going to say too much as that half second. Oh, and critical there in front also with a half a second penalty. I'd like to see what happens now, because Overdrive is going to take maximum advantage in his own Ferrari here. And boom, there he goes. And that came and loses 1 position. Could it be 2 positions as Janas is pushing him from the back with that, all these TTs. And in goes critical. Whoa, he took it very wide there, but could be a good stop now. A critical stop there, as he's the first of the regular drivers on RMs to come in. Porsche a little bit heavy on its tires. You essentially want to last, as I said, maybe halfway through this race, but you could take it at your own pace and cup it as it goes, because each of these cars has its own strengths and weaknesses, of course. Ferrari, Audis, Luxembourg, BMWs, we've got all the best, even a Mazda, and they're racing very nicely in Group 4 in the GTWC, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at that. On those tires, he is going faster than he did before, but he's in a little bit of danger with that half a second penalty. As oh, and there's a guy on hard tires. It's me, my fuck. I think he's still going to go to mediums and then to soft, so it's a 2-stopper for him. And there we go. Whoa, the fuel is running low. And coming here from the background, he's already cleared Def. And Def Incarnate is pushing on. He still has a couple of laps to go on this fuel load, so very, very nicely working out for him. Critical. How far are you from Mr. Ant? A little distance. And in the background, oh, Jason, wat het gebeur? Were those beers not cold enough? Spillage now onto the soft tires, and he's going to be pushing throughout the stint, at least not to get passed by Mr. Twitchy, who's coming from the back now. Of course, that will also carry a penalty for him if he does get a blue flag and gets passed by the leader. Overdriver, oh, hy het nog lang om aan te hou, but these drivers are pushing to the utmost limit of these tires, and I must say the loss of grip is telling, en dit raak 'n baie lang race soos wat ons sien. Wasn't my fault this time. That penalty came from the marshals. Donovan picking up another half second there, but essentially that is what is happening throughout this race. Not to everybody, must be said, but let's have a look here in the pits as the crews do their job, and I mark full. And remember, this is a diesel Mazda, so even more plaudits for this driver choosing this car and making it work. And just closely checking there if any of these drivers are going to pick up a 3-second penalty, which could essentially ruin your race. but none of them did, fortunately for all the drivers involved. Twitchy there, I think he's got a lap's fuel still left, so he's going to be pushing on, taking this Liberty Walk Ferrari to the liberty of the limits of its tire wear. This is a fantastic effort by him, and this will go a long way into the podium positions at the end. And it is still a long way, as we see. We're essentially one lap from halfway if you do the maths like I do it. And of course, on the podium already again, Donovan. And you see, this is what is worrying. Essentially, the Audi could only change its front tires, but that option is not yet available in Gran Turismo. Maybe in the future, that would be a fantastic knickerbocker om die mense 'n bietjie die mekaar te maak. You only change your front tires, you save a lot of time, man. Daar kom die pyn nou alweer. If you heard somebody coughing in the background, it's still me, and here I are, still going. I do believe this will be my in-lap, or if there's a little bit of bravery in me, maybe one more lap. But the positions a little bit skewed at the moment. It says 5th there. I'm still second to last. I do believe as this 6.3, it's firsty, and it's not fast, I must say. Let me complain now and forever hold my peace afterwards, as Twitchy comes in with a half a second penalty as a gift as well by the FIA. So his outlap is going to be very, very crucial. But Janas takes the lead now. Sting's also coming in. At least he's got fuel left, a little bit more than Twitchy, so that could be an offset. But which tires will they be going on, which will also be a very interesting element to this. And let us just get all die voeltjies in die kas in en al die dinge van die gras af. So wat Janas, hy ry hom lekker. Oh, he's still got a sliver of tires left there, and he's just cruising now as well. But they are cruising like a Tomahawk missile will cruise, coming to decimate your nation. But let us not talk about any war. The only war we talk about here is a war on the track. And some dude is always making it interesting. Just look at this fantastic driving there by him. Both of them very low on fuel now, so they're nursing the cars in. And just look at this. This is unbelievable. He's still got a little bit of tires left. He's still got a little bit of fuel left. I do believe he's got essentially 2 more laps in there. And what did he gebeur? Oh, but he came in very, very early, which could also be a genius stroke if the rain were to start pouring now. He would essentially be the beneficiary of all of this. Critical there, still chasing and there we go. Once these pit stops are over, we'll get a better indication of what is where and who is who. And as I said, it's a very long road here into this pit. And there we go. Oh, al drie manne. Die angs is daar in die cockpits. En ons gaan nou sien Janas met die clear lead hierso. En hulle maak val. En hy het volgemaak, klaar betaal. Kredietkaart is deur. En daar kom Donovan, hy is net agter hom, ja. SMK, hy kan hom sien. Wow, het gaan baie interessant. Hier kom die dinge nou. En wat het hy voor? Wow, Jason, no, that is not the right turn that I was talking about. That is a wrong turn there. And he's got damage, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just take a moment to cry here on my own in sympathy. Unfortunate for him there, the Toyota letting his ass go and meeting barrier. But we still have a long way to go. and he's going to be kicking himself and kicking this car into a higher gear so he can disappear. Background, do you hear that beautiful V8? Hy groot 6.3 and hy power, kyk papa, hy ry. So shows you've got some speed. Driving wonderfully here, but as I said there, his best time 1:39. Let's just go through from the back. Whoa, BMW. But you can definitely hear this car has got some kind of a technical issue. It's got the, they say in Formula 1, it's got a GP2 engine. This thing has got, like I said, the Toyota Corolla van die 80s af, sy bietjie seer. But definitely corner there for the Frenchman. After that big incident there with Donovan, we won't stop talking about it this round. We won't stop talking about it next round. But he's got a lot of work to do still. And it seems he's driving in the 140s, let's say, yeah, easily 139s with this car. And brake late, let's see. What was your time, your bestest ever time? As we go past the halfway mark. Only 12 laps left now. Makmoor, we will not have half a clue of what that time is. But as we said, some speed there with a 140 essentially. And what was this guy doing? Whoa, I like bietjie stadiger, ne? Little bit faster. But still struggling. And he's still on hard tires. What the hell is going on here? Whoa, I see uphill sections coming. But Jason there after that incident, meeting barrier, has it given an opportunity there to Stings to catch him up? We'll never know until we watch till the end. Slicks there, of course. Not really having issues, just the car not... Whoa! I mean the FIA not missing a beat. And that was not a penalty. The moaning was for nothing. A wonderful time there by him, a 1:58.7. That is essentially much faster than I am here on the background. And he's catching up to SMK, so this is an evolving battle once again. And somebody there, ooh, wat maak jy hierso? Has justice finally come to pay, or was it just because of his in-lap a few laps ago? I do believe it was that. A few laps ago that he came in for those new tires. Maar nou ry hy, O'Donnell, 138.813, while Ant was doing a 138.114 on racing soft tires. It's a little bit of offset there, but a massive speed there from Simi. And here, kyk ons nou, another battle. As we see in front, Twitchy's got that penalty once again, allowing these guys to come much closer than they was before. And Overdrive especially will be smiling there in the cockpit, as I do believe he will be able to either pass him or just be up into the tailpipes and the pipe tails there of Twitchy. En nou maak hulle dit moeilik. Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, they are doing it once again. Same track as this week's first Formula, and they're driving quite lekker here, and it is for a podium position. Very good for Ferrari today. One of the fastest cars as usual around the Red Bull Ring. And Twitchy there, ooh, papa, baie mooi kyk joh. But he made it through that corner. No penalties from FI this time. It's just pressure from the back, and he's going to be receiving it in a double dose today with Overdriver and Janas pushing. And hier kom hy nou, die Audi, ooh, front wheel drive should do pretty well through this section. Not as well as the Ferraris, but the guy who knows, whoa, he knows how to drive the car. But those tires, ladies and gentlemen, they are a little bit off at the moment, but he's still pulling. Just look at that gap down to second place. It is massive, but will it be enough of an offset for him to maybe come in and switch to soft tires again? We're going to have to see. I'd probably go to mediums. Maar I are a very slower driver than this, remember. We can see the tyre offset starting to matter. Essentially all 59s the last few laps, but you can see those tyres are going down. And then the back, oh, I thought it was, yeah, Spillage, he came in. I do believe this should be his last stop now. And push that BMW Corolla. We never want to see a guy suffering, but that is what BMW provided for Spillage, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure he will agree with the complaints. Just not a great Group 4 car. And here it comes. And passes him now. This is surely another... Oh, it's critical and has passed him already. Let's move on to the dead man himself, Death Incarnate. And he's pushing now. He's still fighting for position. At least he made up after that massive shunt that we were speaking about in studio, and I'm sure the people at home will be speaking about for months to come. Him and Brakelate having a massive battle here. Whoa, an interesting choice here. Brakelate with a strategic choice, being on hard tires, just pounding through the laps. And that is what you must do, just get them over with, and as soon as you wake up, the race is over and you're somewhere. Some spooty saw. Whoa. Also, this car is a little bit jumpy, but I do believe that is net code. And not too bad over times. It's very, very consistent there. If you look on the right hand side of your screen. And that is all you need. That is what I believe in. Consistency is a key. But to which door is it a key for? That is a question I still have to answer. Maybe one day when I'm a faster driver, we will see what it means. And whoa, it's just powering. Just listen. Oh, kom eens luister. Okay, let's move on. And Jason there after that incident there. Oh, but the tires have gone very fast. That has lasted 5 laps, and he must have been pushing the KKD car right. Listen, those castle lights have been working. They are the refreshment of choice for Mr. Jason, and he was enjoying them. And just look at the time he has made up, but it has 8 in his tires, and very bad news for him there. Still a couple of laps to go, more than a couple, it's 9 laps essentially. And I do not believe these tires will be lasting 9 laps. But if he goes in now, it should be pretty good. In front of him, SMK. He's on pretty lacquer tires. And he's pretty lacquer attacking slicks there. Just in front of him, a Mazda and the Audi. But the Audi makes it nearly easy. Whoa! Whoa! Where did he go? He slides. Slick slides. And say glory. There say no. And that is a nice thing. These guys have got the utmost respect for each other, but they won't give half an inch. And we saw that there. Lucky for them, not one of them got a penalty. The marshals being fair, saying that this are a race, they must be racing each other. Fantastic here to see a Mazda coming through, and a diesel Mazda at that as well. Lovely. And there we go. Some dude, oh, he come here, I don't know. He's driving in a 159s, and critical are in. What was he going to put on those rims there? And it was being racing mediums. And I think essentially this is also what Critical will do. Maybe softs if you're really crazy. But I think they like to consolidate their positions. Unfortunately, Jason also coming in. But pit stop window was open, as we saw this weekend as well. Tires don't last around this course. You're going to have to drive very carefully and whisper even more dearly to those tires for them to last long enough to complete the race. And he's filled up to 69 in no Comicac. Out in front again over driver. I think essentially he can stay out maybe 2 to 3 more laps and then give it a lacquer final sprint shootout with that soft tires of his. But it's all his game to play now. Just behind him, the man who was overthinking. Janas Imanas Mediplanas. And he's pushing that Audi. In Group 4, these Audis are very deadly. Audi is not a bad brand to be driving at all, and we know the Ferraris have got the power, they've got the speed. Those V8s, a fantastic era of cars for Ferrari as well, cementing the legacy they have today. And just behind him also a lover there of the Ferraris, it is Donovan, and he come I know, and just in front of him Twitchy, getting a little bit twitchy there, but he kept it on the track. And there they go, these four guys. No, there's only 6 laps left now, and they're going to have to be in it to win it, unless they're gonna let it spin it. And Slicks there, whoa, I do believe he's going down to Slicks now, as those tires in front especially have been worn down to the rims. I can barely see a black patch there, but he's opting to carry on. Maybe 1 or 2 more laps from those. Just let the rims control like a train on the track. Hy kan hom nog kap. SMK also putting him under some pressure. He knows if there's any mistakes now from Slicks, dan is it Murtu. Dan is hy verby. And Ante, essentially the leader, and he's on brand new mediums, and he's cupping it. And this member, I wonder if his plan was to stay out with his racing hard, but I do believe he will need a little bit of fuel up into 8th position there for me. But behind me some very fast characters, and here they was coming. Critical pushing his Cayman there, and he's on soft tires. Oh, hier kom 'n gevaarlike ding. And sometimes you must know when to leave the battle and just have the guys pass. Laat hom maar verby gaan. Dankie. Let us see here if he's going to get some slip there from Sting into this start finish. And I can also say I had something to do with the fastest lap of the race. Whoa, and George Russell on my dear, he just breaks on the third and there cruises on, and that is a tactic that can win. And now he's on the tailpipes there of that AMG. Well, not, whoa, and I helped him. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the fastest lap of the race so far, assisted by Sings Racing. But let's carry on to where the real action was, here in front, where there's not really action, but Janas is still cupping it. Very lucky here. He's just taking it slow and easy. You also have to look after those tires till the end of this race. Twitchy and some dude, whoa, you come and know. Ferrari Civil War, and this is what we came here for. Can these drivers essentially eliminate each other before the end of a race? Stay tuned. And wasn't that lovely to watch? Those two Ferraris close enough to maybe cause a headache, but just look at that tire where, oh, it's nog a long take. I think both of them are coming in for softs, hopefully. I do not believe Janas is going to be mad enough to stay out till the end of this race. As we go through the pack, some of the guys driving very lonely, but that is what racing is. Sometimes you're in a good position, you're just cruising, nothing is going wrong, you're just there, no pressure, unlike the pressure Jason is giving to brake late, and I are in, and I do believe this will be my soft stint, so Donner ons hoop maar ons ry goed, but just look at the battle still carrying on here between these two, both of them now passing Stinks Racing, and that is essentially for 9th position. These two are going to be fighting very hard. Still 5 laps left to go. And let's see. RM. Why not RS, man? It's too late now to complain. Let us carry on. Ladies and gentlemen, some dude there. I do believe these guys also must be tired of these tires. Put on some hards. You can last till the end. That is all the tactical advice I can provide, and he misses the pits. Or is he coming in now? No way. They are going to be pushing for one more lap, but the times are looking good. 1:38 there, and it is just into the 39s. But Janas a little bit slower. Twitchy also slowing down now a bit with the wear of these tires causing massive problems. Not massive problems, but big enough to create a lacquer gap, as Twitchy shows why he got that PSN name given to him. Twitchy around that corner, but he keeps it going fast. En SMK, kyk, hy smel bloed, want hy kan al die bloed sien daar voor. And he's going to be pushing if any of those cars in front pit, and he is crazy enough to stay out. Well, he's got a podium position secured, but there the guy, the man of the moment, or the ant of the moment, he's pushing it here in 5th position. Essentially, he knows if those cars in front, same story I just told, but we tell it once again. And if those cars in front are going to be pitting, well, that is going to be a podium position at the very least for Ant. And just behind him, Critical also. Whoa, but those soft tires are going down very, very quickly. And they're already 80% done nearly. As Critical has to critically maneuver this car for 4 or 5 more laps. Gee, it's a big ask. But who else can you ask except the Critical man? Overdriver, what has he done? He's not overdriven, he's soft, but it's essentially the 3rd lap on them. And he's going very quickly. Slicks also. Oh, those RS tires. It's a big gamble now for these drivers, but they want to make up places. Whoa, brake late. Half a second penalty here. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be very fruity indeed. He's on hard tires. And did I see a penalty there for me? No way, Jose. And still, these two are also having quite a battle, as I said earlier, and maybe I was coughing too lekker for you to heard it. But that is a nice thing about racing in lobbies as well. You find your partners who you get to battle with throughout the length of a race, and essentially sometimes you get new dance partners somewhere in the race. But that is the nice thing about driving in a league, and what a wonderful league this is as well, with variously talented drivers and variously cars. Unfortunate BMW, I know this week you're going to be making it up. Group 3 is going to be much better, my friend. So let's call it a spillage, this one. No loss, just carry on. But out in front. The battle continues. As the last 3 laps are ahead of us. With Dirty Don. That is a 1 second penalty. And if he's got anybody behind him who's twitchy, it could have been crucial. But now 2 laps remain. There's not 2 laps of rubber left on those medium tires. Can we see something which has occurred in qualifying? Nothing against the driver, we're here for the drama. Will we see a fantastic spinneroonie or a 5 second penalty? We'll have to wait for another lap after this one. Whoa, and just look at the tire wear here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are nursing these cars now. And they're still having to battle, as the other cars haven't gone to stop next to the side of the road and just give them their position. No, they're fighting very hard. SMK is coming down there on the Zakanyohur. And I do not know how to pronounce these Austrian names. Essentially, I do not know the track at all. But let's call it tight right. Tighty righty. And these two are still fighty. SMK and Ant. And knows he needs to make up position. He's got the tires. Maar het hy die fucking spoed en die krag om nou dit op te maak. We'll see. Down into this. Another tighty righty downhilly section. They call this the Skatzenberger corner. I was just told in my mind. But it is still a battle we are facing, no matter the names of the corners, which essentially do not matter at all during this race, as they were renamed especially for it. Whoa, SMK and Ant. Marshals, what was he saying to us? Was that a deliberate push on the Ant-Man? I do think it's tires, and I do think it's just the car's physics pushing him wide in that corner and being in the wrong place at the worst time. But there they go through George Russell corner. Twitchy still got it. It's one lap remaining. Whoa, and somebody's just got it a penalty. Jana's out in front. He still has enough fuel till the end. And if you check down there, whoa, you can see him now. This could be a battle to the end, but that half-second penalty is going to cost this driver. I don't think it's going to cost him a podium, but can it cost him a spin out? We'll see at the very end of this race. And just look at this. Whoa, the orders are in fighting again. Oh, and another little bit of a house. Your father there from SMK. En dan sê neers reg, dankie, nou gaan jy kakel, maat. He goes to the left, he goes to the right, and now he's on the outside for the next right-hand corner, Sachiga corner. He goes back to the inside because they know they can take this Ferrari. Twitchy. Whoa, he loses 2 positions. And it's very tight. Ferrari just touching Ant there, helping him through essentially. And he's got the speed now on SMK. And this podium position battle is on the very last lap of this race. And just look at them side by side. These are his go. And remember, you're on the same manufacturer team. Julle dooie bliksems. Moenie die karre afskryf nie. But battle as hard as you can. And he's pushing him through there. And on SMK, have you ever seen an Ant roll? Blaar up and deal. You're seeing it today, ladies and gentlemen. As Janus takes a flag. Ja, baie geluk, some spoed, some dude. Fucking donor, wie moet naam reg kry. SMK and Andy still fighting. And what is going to... Whoa, just make him go wide just a little bit. Just give him a half-a-second penalty. That's all he's begging for. And was praying at this moment. But free to go. SMK secures that podium. And in 4th position, Twitchy in 5th. Overdrive and Critical. We saw a penalty there on Critical's car that came in at the very end. Whoa, baie moeilik for Slicksy also. Those tires are gone, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, no! That was very sorry rain. And what happened here? Let me just go back here. Oh my here. Just want to have a look at your very own commentator as we say our goodbyes and our greetings. Let's see this battle. Why is my tire so lovely, yet my fuel so man? We'll never know. As this battle also continued up until the flag, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. If there was some crapping in the keel and you heard me going, well, send me a pack of Camels filters or something for text and plain. And I will be thanking you very much. This battle just continued till the very end. Unfortunate for Craig Late, just doing a 360 there with that 1 second penalty. But he's secure in his 11th position. Things stealing a 10th there. And the dead man himself, the Reaper, Devin Carter, next round, buddy, you're gonna do it. And the guy is still in a pink car. Blame BMW. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. And if you tuned in, lekker man. We'll see you next week for the GTWC taking place at Yachts Marina.